Nice evening, ain't it?
Yep, sure is.
Think the weather's gonna hold?
Sure looks like it might.
Yeah. So you're taking yourself an evening stroll?
Yeah, I'm taking an evening stroll.
Where are you from?
From Orban.
Whereabouts?
From Haybuck.
Haybuck. And your name?
Tranquil.
Yeah, I tell you, there's so many new people, huh?
Yeah, you from Orban too?
I live down there.
Down there by the horses?
Yep. The farm used to be mine back then. Now it's the youngsters that are on it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I was just up in Horben at the cemetery. Planted new flowers on the grave and watered them in this heat. Damn near killed me.
I did that on Sunday too, at my dad's grave.
Made my way up here.
Yeah, it's a lovely property, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
And you are?
Huh?
What's your name?
Reese.
Reese.
Like most of them.
Oh, yeah.
But not related to any of the others.
No?
No. The cattle farm there, the goat farm, their name is Reese, too.
Yeah.
And him over there in the village, over there behind the Raven, that's Reese, too. And the corner farm way up there with the ice cream, that's another Reese. There's lots of them. And then there's the next generation. The next big generation is Zimmerman. And they're all not related to each other. Well, some are, but not all. And then there's Bud Miller and a few other names like that on the side. But Reese and Zimmerman and Bud Miller, quite a few. And then you have the Browns. So those are the names around here. Well.
So you're an old Horbenian, one could say.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that because of your age.
Yeah, well, I'm getting on 80 myself, and all busted up all over because of my slip disc and my back problems, and well, if stretching it all out helps any, is another cup of tea,
Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah. These days I've got these terrible pains. When I walk a lot, and then they just kind of barely go away down here, like right in there. And then it always goes right down there into the calves. Terrible cramps, especially when I stay quiet. But when I walk, when I walk around, then it's more like spread out. But everybody's got his own idea about that. I don't know. But I think movement is still the best for it, even if it hurts a bit.
Yeah.
And what's your profession?
Well, I'm actually a musician. But at first I learned to be baker and a pastry cook.
And you ended up changing your mind, huh?
And then I ended up, finished my apprenticeship, and then I ended up choosing music after all. My father kind of held it against me, of course, because I'm the oldest son, and,
Yeah, well, it's a tradition that he...
Yeah, it's been in the family for generations, And then I just says, no, Pa, you dragged me through it so rough until I was 18, I stood in the bakery at the age of 7 already.
So now I'm going to do what I want to do, right?
Yeah, I've had enough,
Yeah. That's like on the farms, the young people, the youngsters, For example, when there's a farm that delivers milk, right, the young people say it ain't going to be worth it. I've got a profession, or my husband or my fiancé has a profession, and we're going to keep that because we make more money that way. We're stopping the milking. We're just going to do this or whatever. There's all kinds, right? Like, for example, at the cattle farm, the old one where they got the goats now, they had a bunch of milk cows, and now they've switched to making cheese with the goats. I think that's good. And then the Bud Millers over there, that one stopped to do already because the young people say, we ain't doing it when about the milking. The youngsters say, you can go ahead and milk. We ain't doing it. We ain't even going to start. Yeah, there's many. In the village, too. Like by the church, the brown fellow, he stopped, too. He said he got a job, a regular job. I mean, you earn, even when you're only employed like half-time these days, right? And he earns part-time. I'd say when he works, only just part-time. He probably earns more than if he had 50 milk cows. And then you don't have all that stress and all them inspections, you know. They always come to inspect the milk, because the milk always has to, you know. They just show up with no warning to inspect the germ count. They just show up and stand there, and you can't just say, oh, today we won't be too fussy about it, they ain't coming by today. I mean, with no appointment, you know. And when the germ count ain't right, you get so much percent deducted. Then you only got like half left. You only got half left. They ain't made much. Don't made nothing that way, you know, for that month, right?
Yeah.
And where they cut you off, you know. Well, anyway, I used to have back then. I used to have like about 22 milk cows and 10 or 12 bulls in the business down there. Now the fellow's got about 60 horses.
60 horses?
Yeah, he's got 15 of his own. Black Forest breed. He runs a breeding union, you know. He's only got horses now. And the cattle over there on the side of the road, those couple of cows there, right over there. Over there when you drive in, they belong to him too. And that's only because he only keeps them because, well, your business has to remain a cattle farm, you know. Because for the subventions. Because without them, I mean, horses are a luxury item, you know. You got to pay taxes on that too. You got to pay taxes on your income from the horse stalls, you know. They just come and that's all. They just come on over and con you and milk every drop of what you got left, you know. I mean, if they did that everywhere to everybody, not just at them's place where they need almost every penny they got, they just rip you off. Yeah.
But it's really nice.
Yeah, you got your own, you know. I mean, Horben's got the advantage of us being close to town, you know. And it's a lovely landscape in comparison. I mean, let's say it's different in every direction you look, you know. If you look into that valley down there by Valley View, or you can take a short hike over there with like these mounds and hills, you know. Yeah. So, time to keep going.
And I wish you a pleasant evening.
Same to you.
Yep.
And what about the bakery, actually? Who took it over?
Oh, my boss sold it then. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I've got 3 brothers and sisters, and they didn't want to take it over neither.
Yeah, they had an excuse, right? The others could have taken over too, you know?
That's right, yeah. But like I says, my dad pushed us into that so hard when we was kids, like we had to work real hard when we were kids, you know? I mean, it was hard stuff, and the apprenticeship was no bed of roses, you can bet on it. 15, 16 hours a day I had to work when I was learning. Nobody asked nothing about child labor protection laws, or you're not allowed to do more than 8 hours or get up before 5 o'clock. My dad didn't give a damn about that.
It's like, you know...
And especially, I mean, it's like, actually, you know, a really good bakery, a really good pastry shop, even today, you know, lots is done still by hand. I mean, in the meantime, technically speaking, you know, there's good machines and everything, whereas 80 or 100 years ago, when the bakery, when the profession baker was a real backbreaker, you know, which it still is, in spite of the machines. I mean, I know that. I know how it still goes today, you know. But I mean the quality, you know, you see it in the big bakery chains, the ones that got franchises all over town. In terms of quality, that stuff is just plain trash, right?
You know, and everything, I mean, all that stuff that goes into the, let's say, into the cream puffs and into the cinnamon rolls, you know, or whatever, right? I mean, that's just the cheapest chicken feed, ain't it?
Yeah, it's all just deep frozen,
whatever goes in there,
packed.
right? I mean, just a half a day in the normal cooler, and then don't taste like nothing no more. Don't taste like nothing. I mean, them sweet rolls, they don't taste like nothing no more.
I mean, like a really good braided bread or a fruit cake or something.
Yeah, that'll stay good a while.
You can keep it fresh for a week.
Yeah. But you can't with that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but like, it's like, you know, well, first of all, it might dry out, you know, or you can almost bend it, you know? You know? If only my bones were a bit better.
No, do a little bit of rehab. You're going to feel a lot
You really
better.
think that'll help?
Oh, I know lots of people. It really helped a lot.
Well, I was in the tube. At first I was at the Loretto Clinic, at Professor Ox's internal medicine.
Yeah.
I've been there before for something else, and he knows me. And he first he says, you got to go into the scanner to start with. And that's where I was. And they found that I had like a contraction in the backbone, where the bottom of the backbone sits in there. And let's say a little, well, it's like slightly like a slip disc. It might have something to do with it, And then I spoke to my general practitioner, and he said for me to go down to the South Rehab down there. And whatever you do, don't go to the hospital. They like to cut you up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't want that.
Yep.
On the backbone? No way. Get your back operated on, and there you hear the wildest stories about that.
Yeah, the slightest mistake by the surgeon and you're lame.
Yeah. Just soon run around with a pain in the back for a while, Well, we'll see. I'm going to have tomorrow. What's today's? That's another. Let's see. Tomorrow they're going to hang me up, upside down by the feet. They pull me up, and the body stays flat, like this, And I don't know what they're going to do on Wednesday yet, but. So if we don't see each other again, well, when they pull me apart, right? I wish you all the best nonetheless.
Same to you, too.
Yeah. I guess it'll all just come out in the wash. Last year in November, I had to go to the urology because I had real big problems with, urinating and that kind of thing. And, the internal medicine and stomach digestive services down there at the Loretto Clinic are really recommendable. That's like really, you only hear the best. But you really take a lot of pain when they fill your bladder up with water and everything, And I had a bladder stone.
Oh.
And then they put water into the bladder through a little opening, small opening right here, right into the bladder. And then they, it's the bladder and the stomach wall have to stay together so that when they cut you open, nothing gets injured, But you really hit the ceiling when they pump the water into your bladder. That's really, there's nothing more painful. But it had to happen. And then they drove in there with a rubber loop and they pulled out the stone. And the water that was in there just sprayed right out into the room. And then I had a catheter for a few days. That's another one of them things, Yeah. Yeah. You know what they say? Even the best illness ain't worth a damn thing. Jesus. But it really is a nice evening.
Yeah, got a real nice sunset, and that speaks for good weather tomorrow.
Yeah.
What kind of animal is that we're hearing?
Oh, that's a peacock.
A peacock?
Yeah, it's a male peacock with one of those real big wheels. But he doesn't have a mate. That's always a problem with them females, They don't stick around. That's a young peacock. He's got like a wheel like this big.
What you don't say.
And they say that when the peacock screeches all night long, then it's going to rain.
Is that so?
Yeah. I don't know if that's just hearsay or what it is, but you never know what to think, Like he's been doing it all along, right? Right now this is mating season. That's why he's calling like that all the time. And he thinks the female is going to show up out of nowhere. Yeah. But they don't hang around. We've tried to pair them up, but they just don't stick around. I don't know why either. I think they don't like the, they don't like the dogs, When they, like when an animal approaches and they fly off they go. Had a female once that flew all the way up to the Buttonmiller farm.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. We never got her back. Or she gets unlucky and a fox catches her when she's running around the ground. Anyway, I wish you a pleasant evening.
Yeah, same to you, too. Bye now.
Bless you.